What is up, everybody? It is Kate. I had the most wonderful night tonight with a friend that I think is probably going to be probably one of my closest friends in a short time. But feeling really good because we had a wonderful conversation that I really didn't want to end. So I keep saying that I'm going to tell my story, and for the past 6 months I've been filming my life, and there's been a lot of crazy things that have happened, a lot of things that terrified me, scared the shit out of me, and I really just wanted to tell my story in a way that eloquent and real and really planned out and had a good flow. And I've reached out to some people and I asked for some help, and nobody really seems to want to help me with this. And quite honestly, I think it's just the universe telling me I need to tell my story myself. So I'm laying here in bed playing with my dog, and I'm trying to figure out how I need to put this story together. How do I lay it out? And it occurred to me that I just need to fucking do it, and it'll play out however it plays out. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm excited about it. Over the past 6 months, I have had more things happen than I can possibly remember, but here goes. In November of last year, I was diagnosed with chronic PTSD and major depressive disorder, and I began therapy. And therapy was pretty awesome to me because I really wanted to put the work in, and I really wanted to change. And I have chronic PTSD, and what that means is, hi buddy. Everybody see Chewy. Hi Chewy. So what that means is, okay baby. Okay. I love my dog. So what chronic PTSD means is that it wasn't an event. It wasn't like I didn't have one traumatic event, but I had many traumatic events, and I lived in survival mode for a very long time. Actually, I've lived in survival mode like my whole entire life. I don't know at this point how to get out of survival mode, but I'm trying, and I'm learning, and I'm on this journey of bettering myself and my mental health. And if you're watching this, you probably know me, and you probably know my sense of humor, or just think I'm weird, but whatever. I've been on this journey of trying to make myself better mentally, and I've been doing some really cool things. I have a wonderful therapist, and I love her, and she's been helping me, and I've been doing EMDR therapy with her. That's eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, and that has been amazing, and it's really helped me along. But one of the things that I did on my own was, I've always been into like natural and herbal remedies and things like that. So I investigated psilocybin on my own and chose to take that on my own. I'm happy that I have a really awesome therapist who trusted me and gave me the space to not necessarily encourage me, but not to talk me out of it, and was open enough to talk about it in a very constructive manner. So I kind of feel like I have the best of both worlds, is like I am working on and curing my PTSD. I have cured my PTSD with psilocybin. So I was blessed because I have this therapist who would work with me about the things that I've been going through as a part of the psychedelic use. So because I'm 100% doing this on my own, I've been taking a lot of video. Anyway, I've done this all myself. I have therapy once a week. I've been in therapy. I didn't have a guide for a trip. I did the psilocybin healing on my own, but my therapist was also tremendous. So I've been just contemplating, how do I tell this story, and wanting to build a storyboard and giving it structure and putting it in a timeline that makes sense, because in all of this I had a spiritual awakening. And here's the crazy thing. I was not spiritual. I was not ever spiritual. I just didn't believe in it. And so if you've ever wanted to feel absolutely batshit crazy, have a spiritual awakening, and don't believe in spiritual things. So if I have said that my life has been crazy over the past 6 months, or if I haven't seen right, or if I've seen off in any way, or whatever, it's because I have been. I've been really trying to keep this private, I guess because I'm embarrassed and not ashamed, but the few people that are close to me that I tried to tell this to and try to get their support, they're just not in that spot. I believe everybody is on a path, and some of our paths are going to align and make sense, and we're going to meet each other at the right spot. But we're all on different paths, and some of the spiritual things that have happened to me that I've shared with the people that I was close to and was really hoping to get their support of, it's just so hard to understand unless you have a really strong sense of spirituality. So what I want to do with my channel and really make it my life's purpose, and I'm serious about that, when you have what I had, which is called a Kundalini awakening, you immediately want to change your path. And I'm very new to spirituality. I am very new to Kundalini, and I want to research and learn about it. And I figured if I'm going to research and learn about it, and this has happened to me, I know that it's going to happen to other people, because it is going to happen to you or somebody you know eventually. I would rather share what I'm learning as I go than ever consider myself to be an expert, if that makes sense. So I have filmed everything in my life for the past 6 months, and telling my therapist after 6 months with her that I was an escort, and I filmed, conversations and phone calls and things like that I've kind of want to use as content for this channel, because it's not me talking about something that happened, 6 months ago and me trying to remember the details. It's actually on film. So I record every trip that I have, and those are very interesting, and I don't know the best and proper way for me to put this all together, but I'm going to do my best to start delivering this content. I know that a lot of people in the world suffer from PTSD and anxiety and all of these things that psilocybin could help, and we've been lied to all of this time about the use of it. I mean, Timothy Leary and Ram Dass and all of those people did those experiments in the 60s, and it's 2022 and we still don't have access to getting healthy in all areas of the United States and and beyond. We don't have the access to these drugs that will help us, but we have access to all of these pharmaceuticals that you could be on for this month, this day, to the rest of your life. And the system's really broken. And there's still a lot of people that have been programmed about the use of psychedelics, and they would never consider them an option. And that's why I want to be really, really transparent with my story. Like, this is going to be the realest reality vlog, or whatever you even want to call it, that you can find. Because, that. There's been some really, really horrible things that I've gone through, and I've been smart enough to have captured them on camera. The whole entire reason I was filming myself, I started filming myself talking because I started a channel for my work, and I was so awkward and nervous in front of the camera, so I just started filming myself like throughout the day to get comfortable with it, and that's the reason I started. So at some point I thought I should film my trip, and I did, and I'm so grateful because so much has happened, and I've had so much brain fog, and I've just had all of these things that I know that other people have been through or experiencing, and if I can help one person go through this with the reference that they can follow, that somebody's been here and, you know, being really authentic about it, then that is what I need to do, and that's quite possibly my soul's purpose. So, and I truly believe that it is my sole purpose to help people, and this is what I want to do. Having such a terrible time, just such a terrible time. My landlord told me he wanted me to move in like April, and it's September. I still haven't moved. He said 3 or 4 months. It's now 5. I'm just really unable to do a lot of things. I need breaks throughout the day. I have brain fog. I've had, you know, just really a lot of stuff going through, you know, reprogramming my brain between therapy, EMDR, and Kundalini, and they're all separate things. So I think the most constructive thing that I can do with myself at this point isn't to do the things that have always made me income, and it's very, very scary, but I've been really suffering with this awakening, and I've been going through the dark night of the soul, and with that dark night of the soul I've experienced some really, really amazing things. Experienced ego death, of course. I just decided that I'm just gonna start. The time is now, because the only time you have is the present. So last Thursday, I went on a beautiful trip. I have been exploring the Akashic Records, and I went to a place I can only describe as heaven. And when I do my trips, I film them, and you get a visual and audio. So however I end up trying to share those. And at this point, this is also new, but I don't know that I can even put my mushroom trips on here, but I will find a way to post those. So on YouTube, what I'm going to do is kind of do like highlights and maybe like talking about it and then showing clips. And then I'm also going to make available the other trips, like the whole trip. So if you wanted to watch that. And then what I would really like to do is do some live shows. There's nudity and stuff, and so it would be on like a saucy website, or maybe, I don't know, I might host it on my own. But yeah, my direction and my path is changing. It's a pretty big deal. I know a lot of people won't understand this, and I know that's okay, because we are all on our own paths, and as long as you can respect another person's path and journey, even if it doesn't agree with your path and journey, I truly think that that's what it's all about. And that's really all I ask. I'm gonna really be transparent with my life. I don't know that YouTube is even I'm sure YouTube is the place for it, but I haven't really seen many channels or any that are the way that I want to do them. So, but if there's any quality about me that people do like, is my realness and my transparency. So I want to be really transparent with this. I want to share my life because I know other people have been in the same place that I have, and I know other people will be in the same place that I am. It's really, really important to be able to have a tribe that understands you. So maybe we'll even make a group of, the people that are into this, so we can have a private space to chat and stuff. But that's down the line. I'm gonna just start with a couple of videos, talk about what happened. This week I'll be working on my latest trip video, and which will actually be my first video that I publish. I am going to end this video and think about how I'm going to put together these trip videos and my trip reports, and what direction I'm going to take with all of the rest of the stuff. But you're going to be seeing videos on a very, very, very regular basis. That's my goal, and it's really not even my goal. It's just what I have to do. So stay tuned. My life is really, really crazy. It's probably not for the closed-minded people, but I've never really been for the closed-minded people. So I hope you enjoy the craziness of my life, and I hope by sharing this, I can put people at ease when they consider psychedelics and alternate healing for PTSD and some other mental illnesses that are also beneficial. Clearly, I do not have a speech written. Okay, we're gonna go to bed now. Good night.